Hey gang, and welcome back. These videos are brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your unused collection fast and easily. 401 Games, Canada's top shop for all your hobby and TCG needs. Dragon Shield, the strongest sleeves for your strongest decks. Moxfield, the easiest way to store and share your deck lists. And Foil Armor, flatten your foils fast. Corwin wins the die roll and starts us off. He draws, playing a tapped Rausch's Theater, surveilling one, and passing. David's got a game trail, and he reveals a mountain so it comes in untapped. He then taps it for a green for Sakura Tribe Scout. I draw and play an island. Ben's just got a mountain for turn. Corwin plays a Sunken Hollow and ships it. David plays a mountain and taps a Sakura Tribe Scout to put Clifftop Retreat into play. He's then able to tap out for Sword of Fire and Ice and ships the turn. I've got an island and cast Mindstone. Ben's turn has Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth coming in, and he passes back to Corwin. Corwin plays a Shivan Reef and pays 3 for a Firebender Ascension. He makes a Soldier token with Firebending and passes. David's got a Plains and once more taps the Scout to put out a Sunpetal Grove. He then pays 4 for Greater Good and passes to me. I play an island and cast Equilibrium. Ben's got a Plains and he casts Entis Restoration, sacking a land and going to find a mountain and a plains. Corwin's got a Swamp and he casts a Stormkiln Artist. David plays a Command Tower and is able to cast Cloud X Soldier. As his commander comes in, he moves the Sword of Fire and Ice onto him, and going to combat, swings Cloud at me. On attack, David gets to draw a card, and I take the hit for 6. David then deals 2 more and draws a card from the Sword of Fire and Ice trigger, and passes after that. I draw, and in my main phase, cast my commander, Jill, paying the 1-off Equilibrium to bounce the Stormkiln Artist. Jill then comes in, and I bounce the Sword of Fire and Ice. After that, I play an untapped Mystic Sanctuary, but have nothing to put on top. Ben casts Toph in his main phase, and then plays a mountain. He then moves to his end step, and earthbends 2 on the mountain, making it a creature and passing. Corwin just plays a Sulphurous Springs, and casts Big Score, discarding a card to draw 2 and make 2 treasures. David's turn has him recasting the Sword of Fire and Ice, and equips it back onto Cloud. He then swings Cloud at Corwin, drawing a card on attack. Corwin then takes the hit for 6, and the sword deals 2 to Jill, and David draws a card. David then plays a Sacred Foundry, which he has come in tapped, and he passes. I draw, but miss my land drop and have to pass. Ben's turn has him casting another version of Toph with Toph Greatest Earthbender, and he then earthbends onto a Plains. He then plays Inkmoth Nexus for turn, and he swings out at David. David blocks the Plains with his Sakura Tribe Scout, but takes a total of 7 from the unblocked creatures. After that, Ben then earthbends 2 on the Inkmoth Nexus during his end step. Corwin's got a Bojuka Bog for turn, exiling David's graveyard. He then casts Lavispur Boots, and follows up with his commander, Firelord Azula. He then moves to equip her with the boots. Going to combat, Corwin swings Azula at Ben and a Soldier token at David, getting Firebending mana from both creatures and adding 2 counters onto the Firebender Ascension. He then cracks a treasure, casting Leap and copies it, which gives him another counter onto the Firebender Ascension. He draws 1 from Leap and its copy, and using the floating Firebending mana, casts Delayed Blast Fireball, which puts the last counter onto Firebender Ascension, and as a result copies it twice. Each opponent and opposing creature takes 2 3 times for a total of 6, and David and Ben then take their hits from the creatures. After that, Corwin passes. David draws and casts Pure Steel Paladin, and follows up with Umezawa's Jitte, drawing from the Paladin. He follows it up with Darksteel Plate, drawing again, and equips everything onto Cloud. David then goes to combat, swinging Cloud at Corwin and draws from attacking. Corwin then takes the hit, and David pings Corwin's soldier token for 2 off the sword trigger and draws a card. The Jitte also gets 2 charge counters onto it, and David passes turn. I draw and play Nykthos, and then cast a High Tide. This in turn allows me to cast Keteric Leviathan, which as it enters, bounces all non-land permanents back to their owner's hands. With the trigger on the stack, David cashes in his Jitte counters to gain 4 life. I then pass turn. Ben starts off by casting Chocobo Racetrack, and then plays and cracks a Windswept Heath, losing 1, and gets a bird token from the Heath and the forest he goes to find. He then animates the Inkmoth Nexus, poking David for 1 infect. After that, Ben passes turn. Corwin draws, plays an island, and follows up with Bria. He then recasts the Lavispur Boots, triggering Prowess, and equips them onto Bria. He then swings Bria at David, who takes the hit. Corwin passes after that. David's land for turn is a Bonder's Enclave, and he casts Professor Hojo. He then recasts the Pure Steel Paladin, and then Umezawa's Jitte, drawing a card from the Paladin trigger. He then casts Nature's Lore and passes. I draw, hitting a land and play an island, and then recast Mindstone. I then play a Rishadan Brigade, and none of my opponents can pay the 3, so they have to sacrifice a permanent. I then pass turn. Ben draws and recasts Toph, and then plays a forest, making a bird token. Going to combat, Ben then animates the Inkmoth Nexus, and swings it and the earlier made bird token at Corwin. Corwin takes 3 damage and 1 poison, and moving to his end step, Ben then earthbends a mountain and passes. Corwin draws and plays Polluted Delta, and then casts Talisman of Dominance. This triggers Prowess, and he then cracks the Delta, losing 1 for an untapped Steam Vents. He casts a Mocking Doppelganger as a copy of Professor Hojo, and then moves the boots onto his copied Professor Hojo and draws a card from its own ability. Corwin then swings Bria at me for 4, and I take the hit, and he passes turn. David draws, recasting Darksteel Plate and drawing a card. He then moves to cast Sword of Fire and Ice, but Corwin responds with an Offer You Can't Refuse, and counters it. David follows that up though with Forge Anew, and he gets the Sword of Fire and Ice anyway, and he then plays an Evolving Wilds. He equips the Sword of Fire and Ice onto Hojo, and swings him at me. I take the hit for 4, and David pings Corwin's Hojo for 2, paying for the ward cost, and draws a card from the sword trigger. David then moves the Darksteel Plate over onto the Pure Steel Paladin, and he cracks his Evolving Wilds to find a basic. I draw, play an island, and recast Equilibrium. Ben's turn has him playing a Kessig Wolfrun, and he casts Nature's Lore to go and find a Cinder Glade. He then swings the Mountain and Toph at Corwin, and the bird tokens and Inkmoth Nexus at David. David blocks 1 bird with the Pure Steel Paladin, and everyone then takes the rest. Moving to the end step, Ben then earthbends onto the Inkmoth Nexus and passes turn. Corwin's turn has him recasting Azula, and he then moves the Lavispur Boots onto her. He then continues by recasting the Firebender Ascension, and makes Azula unblockable with the Bria trigger, plus Bria gets pumped by the Prowess trigger. He then swings Azula at me. I take the hit, and Corwin passes. David's turn has him playing a Lightning Greaves, and then Kadama of the West Tree. He then casts the Best Girl, Tifa Martial Artist, and equips Hojo with the Lightning Greaves, drawing a card. He then moves the sword onto Tifa, and then the Lightning Greaves, and going to combat, swings Hojo at Corwin, the Pure Steel Paladin at Ben, and Tifa at me. This is Tifa getting pumped by +3/+3 from melee. Before blocks, Ben channels Beseiju to destroy the Sword of Fire and Ice. And I block Tifa with my Leviathan. David then equips her with the Darksteel Plate, and Hojo with the Lightning Greaves thanks to Forge Anew, and Ben activates Kessig Wolfrun on her to try and beat down the Leviathan. Corwin then blocks Hojo with Bria, and Ben blocks the Paladin with a bird token. Before moving to damage, David casts Heroic Intervention to save the board. I then take 2, and David gets a land off Kadama trigger, plus gets to take an extra combat step because Tifa was big enough to trigger herself. For his second combat step, David then swings Tifa at Ben and the Pure Steel Paladin at me. This triggers melee and gives Tifa +2/+2 further. Ben soaks up some of the damage with the bird token, but the trample goes through, and I just take 2 from the Paladin. David also gets to go and find 2 more basics thanks to Kadama, and he passes turn. My turn has me casting a Tribute Mage and pay the 1 to Equilibrium to bounce Kadama. I then go and find a Sapphire Medallion and cast it. I then swing my Rishadan Brigand at David, dealing 3 and passing. Ben's turn has him animating Inkmoth Nexus, and he swings it at David. Before damage, he activates the Kessig Wolf Run for 5, dealing the last bits of poison damage needed to take David out. He then moves to his end step, and Earthbends on the Inkmoth Nexus and passes turn. Corwin draws, casting Brotherhood Regalia, and makes Bria unblockable with her trigger. He also pumps his creatures thanks to prowess. He then equips the Regalia onto Azula, and swings out a Ben. With the 2 firebending creatures attacking, Corwin gets to add 2 counters onto his Ascension. Before damage, Corwin flashes an Enduring Curiosity, and gets a copy with it, and he adds more counters onto the Firebender Ascension, which has it being active. He then casts a Seething Song, getting 2 copies of it for a total of 15 red mana, and he makes the Soldier token unblockable. With all the extra damage from the prowess triggers, Ben gets taken out through combat, and before the red mana fades away, Corwin casts Soul's Fire, and gets 2 copies of it to take me out and win the game. Game review time. So thanks to Sparky for sending me this list. They're one of my patrons, and if you're interested in me playing one of your lists, there's a tier for that. I will say that the rundown for this deck was basically they told me to be a menace, and it honestly felt like it could be, especially with all the blink effects that are in the deck. Other than that, I think the best card this game was Azula, just because she does exactly what you want to do. I think Corwin and Ben both narrow-mindedly focused on only instants and sorceries. These flash creatures also get copied, as we saw with the Enduring Curiosity near the end, which is just insane. This video wouldn't be possible without the help from my sponsors, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without the help from you, the viewers, and my patrons. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and to remember, friends are just opponents you haven't eliminated yet.